The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Well, good Thursday morning, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Coffee Time with Blind United. Of course, I am your guy, Ed, and I am joined today with Brittany. How you doing, Britt?
Good. How you doing, Ed? How you doing? Happy Thursday, you guys. Thirsty Thursday.
Thirsty Thursday. So anyway, it's just me and Britt in here today, so we're going to still make this happen as we do. Brother Pedro had a couple things he had to take care of. Got family events going on today, graduations and stuff like that. So congratulations to Pedro's sons on his graduation today, and other obligations keeping other folks away. But again, it's all volunteer, so ain't nobody mad. We got to allow people to do what they do. Their family stuff comes first,
Of course. Speaking of Pedro, Monica said good morning and happy Thursday. Thank you, Monica, for commenting.
Yeah, good morning, Monica. As always, appreciate you, sweetheart. So we got one interest group for today, and then tonight that will be Let's Talk Spanish with Jesus Bautista. He is a retired educator that has so graciously volunteered to come in and teach us conversational Spanish. So, it's not like, something you would take in high school or college or something like that. He's just doing, like I said, just the simple stuff, trying to create, so we understand how to use the language, phrases, and all that kind of good stuff. So, again,
he is focusing on a little bit more complicated things like the alphabet, the vowels, conjugating verbs, which is kind of like high school Spanish. But I guess conjugating your verbs is important, and understanding how to sound things out in Spanish is also important. Like, because once you know the alphabet, most things are spelled the way they sound.
Right. And I didn't mean to overlook that. I understand that. For any language, I don't care what it is, you got to know the alphabet. You got to know the vowels. You got to know how to do that pronunciation and what all that sounds like. Otherwise, you'll never be able to sound out the words. So, but he's really, really good with it. So if that's something you're interested in, learning how to speak with your neighbors and stuff, because there's Spanish folks everywhere right now in the country. There always has been, so let's try to bridge that gap and try to make sure that we can communicate and treat each other like human beings and all that kind of good stuff. So join us tonight at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, and he's in El Paso, so you'll for those that are getting the reminder, they'll see on there that I have 5:30 and 6:30, which is Mountain Time, his time. So I put that there just so he knows what time he needs to be in there. So, but it's all good. It's a lot of fun doing that stuff. So come on out and hang out with us and let us know what you think. Little housekeeping kind of stuff, if you will. Our Turn It Up and Paint is a little over a week out right now, and we're trying to finalize who all is going to be attending with us so that we can get all of these supplies and food and all that stuff ordered to make sure everybody's going to have a canvas and paint kits and all that stuff. Make sure we got enough food to make sure you have your carne asada nachos and all that good stuff, and the other yummy appetizers that we'll be also providing with that. So please reach out, let us know. Number one, if you're going to be attending. Number two, please Zelle your money to Blind United Incorporated using the email blindunited2022@gmail. And then that way we know you are attending, and we can make sure we got everything you need. So that's, again, I think that's it, because we haven't put the deadline in the commercial. So that's why I'm just trying to let everybody know, it's that time, y'all.
And the only reason we have a deadline is because we got to order these canvases, this paint, the paintbrushes, It's not like the color party where we didn't really, we had to order stuff for it, but it wasn't like, oh, we got to buy this stuff on Amazon or anything like that. That's the only reason we're putting a deadline. And of course, it'll be easier for our planning committee. Me and Ed don't do this alone. It's not just me and Ed. It's not just Ed. It's a whole bunch of other people who make the magic happen behind the scenes.
Right. And again, we want to make sure that we have everything we need to, accommodate everybody that's coming, So again, with the color party, yeah, we still had to put all the food and stuff together, With any event, there's a lot of planning that goes into it. And again, all credit goes to our planning committee. They plan some really great events. It's just a matter of trying to reach out and trying to make sure we're doing events that people want to participate in. So, if this is not necessarily one of the events you want to participate in, hey, let us know something you would like to do. You know what I'm saying? If we can work it out, we'll make it happen. We're here for you. Number one. Number two, yes, we are doing this as a fundraising thing. Why are we doing fundraising? Because everything we provide, all the training and everything we do in our interest groups, all that stuff is for free. We're offering scholarships and stuff. Like I said, we just gave out $2,000 in scholarships, So again, my pockets ain't that deep, so we can only do that with your support. So please, always, if you can, support us in those kind of endeavors and help us let Blind United continue to grow and continue to serve our community in the best way we possibly can, and do we know what's actually the best way? No, we don't. We know what we think is, but if you see something where we're lacking and maybe we could do something better, man, we're open for criticism. We definitely, we want to hear your input. We want to hear your ideas. We want to hear your suggestions, Again, it's not about us. It's about you guys. Whatever you guys want, that's what we're trying to provide. So, again, please just reach out. On the flip side, if you're listening to us on Facebook, chances are you're on my profile. That's because Facebook keeps changing the rules on us, you guys. We were going live in the interest group, and then they changed the rules over there. So then we started going live on our Facebook page. Then they changed the rules over there. So they saying that the reason we can't go live on the page right now is because we need more followers over there. So I know we got a lot of people following us within the group. We have over 600 people. My God, we got, it's a nice chunk of people over there, if we could just get all them people to move over and follow us on our Facebook page, we'll be fine. Right now, we only need maybe 14, 15 people to follow us on the page, and we go back live on the page. So please, if you would, run over to Blind United, our Facebook page, and follow us over there. Let's get those followers up so that we can meet the standards that Meta has now set forward for us to be able to go live over there. So we would definitely appreciate it. So anyway, I'm going to get these commercials out the way. And
yep. Well, before you do that, Corinne said good morning. So good morning, Corinne. That's
good morning,
one of
Corinne.
Scholarship winners.
Exactly. So let me get stuff.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, I'll talk about You Cane Give. Jimmy, he's a great friend of Ed's, and he gives canes to countries that people can't get canes. Either a cane would cost their whole salary, or the canes are just impossible to get. So he goes to a lot of these countries, gives people that otherwise couldn't get canes. He's been to Africa a couple of times, a couple of countries in South America. So if you'd support him, that would be awesome. If you have an old, raggedy, beat-up cane that you're no longer using, you can go to his website and get a shipping label and ship it to him. So that's youcanegive.org. Or if you forget You Cane Give and you would like to donate a cane, you can give it to Ed if you see him at any of our events, or you can email us at info@blindunited.org, and we'd love to send you a shipping label and take your cane from you out of your hands and refurbish it and give it to Jimmy.
Exactly. Again, as we always say, Britt, I don't know what life would be like without my cane. And I didn't realize until Jimmy did the research that there's a lot of places around the world where people just cannot get canes. Either they're not available or they're just way too expensive. I mean, imagine spending a whole month's salary for a cane. So that means you don't get to pay your rent, you don't get to eat, you don't get to do nothing for that month just so you can have a cane. It ain't gonna happen. A lot of people, of course, they got to eat. They got to maintain a roof over their head, no matter what it is. So he goes to these third world countries and tries to help fill that need. So we want to support him in any way we can. So anyway, let me move on to these commercials. We'll talk to you guys on the other side of it.
Unleash your creativity and spice up your senses at the Blind United Turn It Up and Paint event. Join us on June 22nd from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. in Fontana, California for an afternoon filled with art, flavor, and fun. For just $30, get your own canvas and paint kit, enjoy delicious carne asada nachos, other tasty appetizers, and receive a coupon for one of 3 Turn It Up items to use at the event. Don't miss out on this unique experience brought to you by Blind United under the leadership of our CEO, Ed Davis. It's not just an event, it's a celebration of creativity and community. Secure your spot now. Call us at 1-909-846-8825 or email info@blindunited.org. We can't wait to see you there and watch your creativity soar.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United.
Feeling lucky? Join Blind United for a thrilling day at Viejas Casino and Resort. Slot machine, Mark your calendars for Friday, August 9th. We're rolling out from 2 locations, Montclair and Buena Park at 9 a.m. sharp, so don't be late. For just $21, you can enjoy a ride filled with fun, refreshments, and the chance to win big. Remember, space is limited, and the deadline for your payment is July 20th. All bookings are non-refundable after July 20th. Bring your poker face and your ID and get ready for a day of excitement and entertainment. No worries about the drive. We've got you covered. You can just relax there and back. Book your spot now. Contact Cheryl at 909-821-9589, C. Thurston74@gmail.com, or Pedro at 323-631-2122, P. Aguilera at blindunited.org. Let's hit the jackpot together. You can sell your payments to Blind United Incorporated by using the email blindunited2022@gmail.com.
So as you folks heard, we're actually doing 2 different buses. Again, one of them is in Buena Park, one is in Montclair. So if you want to get on the bus in Montclair, then you would reach out to Cheryl. If you want to get on the bus in Buena Park, then you want to reach out to Pedro. But either way, you can reach out to info@blindunited.org and let us know there as well. And we'll make sure that proper people know that you'll be on their bus. So once you let us know what bus you want to get on, and you have confirmed your seat by selling your money to book your seat. So, hey, hopefully we'll come to hang out with us and do that kind of stuff. We've been there a few times. It's a nice little place to be. The casino's really nice. But if you're not gambling, it's not really your thing. Maybe shopping's your thing. And right across the street from the casino is an outlet mall. So they got a lot of nice outlets over there. I mean, the Sunglass Hut, they got Guess, they got, man, I can't even name all of them. It's a complete outlet center, you know, plus there's plenty of places over there to eat as well. So, you know, however you want to do it, come on, hang out, and let's do it. So, all right, Britt. Well, we got a few things we want to talk about today. Well, that we have to listen to, we can have a discussion on. Let me see. I'm going to get some of this old stuff out the way we got in here. So, let's, this one here says Tesla has a new problem. So, let's see what kind of problem Tesla has.
As Tesla has a new problem, and it's Musk's fault. Investors might assume that Tesla CEO Elon Musk would be on his best behavior ahead of a vote potentially rewarding him with some 300 million stock options currently worth roughly $50 billion. That doesn't seem to be in Musk's nature. Instead of focusing, or appearing to focus, solely on Tesla, he is charging ahead with new non-Tesla ventures and even borrowing some Tesla equipment to spur them along. Musk's recent actions show why Tesla investors love and fear their iconoclast leader. On Tuesday, Musk confirmed that his new artificial intelligence company xAI was using NVIDIA chips sourced from Tesla. Tesla had no place to send the NVIDIA chips to turn them on, so they would have just sat in a warehouse, wrote Musk in a post on X. A CEO of a publicly traded company taking equipment from one of his firms to another is odd, but that isn't what's important about the situation. Tesla's opportunity in artificial intelligence is what matters far more to investors. Tesla didn't respond to a request for comment about Musk's recent actions. Musk refers to Tesla as an AI and robotics company. Tesla is working on a humanoid labor-saving robot, while Musk also thinks of Tesla cars as robots on wheels. Tesla cars and humanoid robots are trained using AI computing, helping them learn more quickly to do tasks like driving cars. I mean, if somebody doesn't believe Tesla is going to solve autonomous driving, I think they should not be an investor in the company, Musk said on Tesla's first quarter earnings conference call in April. The idea that Tesla needs to create self-driving cars is now the accepted wisdom on Wall Street. Morgan Stanley analyst Adam Jonas values Tesla's self-driving businesses at roughly $160 a share, while he thinks the car operation is worth just less than $70 a share. Tesla, of course, is working on autonomy, even without those NVIDIA chips. It is hosting a robotaxi event on August 8th to showcase the progress it has made. Still, Musk's recent actions call into question how much of the benefit from AI will go to Tesla and how much will flow to other Musk-related entities. The idea that Tesla could be a buyer of AI services from others isn't far-fetched. Musk recently said he wanted 25% voting control in Tesla to keep his AI projects inside the company. Musk holds about 13% of Tesla stock. He also has, or had, options amounting to another 7%. Those were part of his 2018 compensation package, which was voided by a Delaware judge in January. Tesla shareholders are voting on whether to reinstate the award on June 13th. A vote of yes wouldn't get Musk to 25%, but it would be a vote of confidence from Tesla shareholders in their CEO. The issue of voting control and Tesla AI might already be settled in Musk's mind. He's already founded xAI, raised billions, and had Tesla send NVIDIA chips to his new startup. xAI appears to be becoming Musk's main AI investment vehicle. If that's the case, Tesla shareholders might have to cut the potential value of AI-related businesses, such as self-driving cars, in their valuation models for the company. BofA Securities analyst John Murphy explains it this way. If Tesla buys AI solutions from a third party, such as xAI, the EV maker would get some benefit from offering AI technology, such as growth in autonomous driving subscriptions and new robotaxi networks. Tesla just wouldn't get as much economic benefit as it would if the technology was developed in-house. Murphy rates Tesla shares by and has a target of $220 for the price. Wedbush analyst Dan Ives rates Tesla shares by and has a $275 price target. There is a lot of complexity with Tesla autonomous vision, and at the end of the day the chips were ready before Tesla was, and Musk needed to pivot, he said. Musk and Tesla need to balance the situation with xAI as the perception from the street and investors is tricky. Tricky feels like an understatement. Whatever the reality is in Musk's mind, his AI activities could make it harder for Tesla shareholders to vote yes to award their CEO some $50 billion while he is running several other companies, including a hot new AI venture that isn't part of Tesla. Tesla stock was up 0.6% in early trading Wednesday at $175.84, while futures on the S&P 500 and Nasdaq Composite rose 0.2% and 0.5%, respectively. Coming into Wednesday trading, Tesla shares were down about 30% year-to-date. They have settled between their 50 and 100-day moving averages since the company reported better-than-feared first-quarter earnings in late April. Just before the earnings, Tesla stock hit an intraday 52-week low of $138.80 on April 22nd and was down more than 40% so far this year at that point. Now back to the Coffee Time crew.
Sounds like he's running the company into the ground. Don't get me wrong. I know Tesla's, a big product. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people out there like the cars and, hoping a lot for the future. But at the same time, you can't just go start other companies and take stuff from this company without some sort of a contract in place unless the new company is part of the old company.
No, I agree with you, Ed, and it seems like this man has his hand in a whole bunch of different things, and he's just all over the place,
Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say the man is not brilliant,
No, I'm sure he is.
But and then again, let me go here, Britt, and, I was thinking about this the other day. How do we know how much of what he comes up with is not due to his virtual assistant AI?
Right.
That's helping him work a lot of this innovative stuff out. You know what I'm saying? How much of it's actually, his brainchild or, AI's brainchild.
Hmm.
Okay. So, but I mean, bottom line, just because like this little stock shop in there, they talking about $50 billion. 50 billion. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, but again, that doesn't mean that you just get to do whatever you want to do.
Right, but it seems like, I mean, from following Elon Musk, it seems like he's used to just doing whatever he wants with all of his companies.
Pretty much. And then, again, pushing that issue right there. I mean, as I was listening to it, and they're talking about, okay, well, he didn't get them that 7% that would have gave him that extra 50 billion, uh, because that Delaware judge shut him down, and now they're voting on it, I guess, today, right?
Right.
To see if the shareholders want to go ahead and give it to him again. But that with the 13% he already has only takes him to 20, and he wants 25. I mean, I don't understand, why you have to have 25% of the stock voting, whatever. Maybe that's the threshold for him to be the largest shareholder within Tesla. I mean, I don't know. But, again, yeah, he might be the CEO or whatever, but if you don't own at least 51% of the stock, you don't own the company. It's owned by the shareholders. So,
Right, right.
I mean, I don't know. Tesla, he's really, really something truly, truly, truly special. So,
I mean, I think to be so smart, you have to be a little crazy. You have to be a bit of an asshole, things that I've read about Steve Jobs say that he was very eccentric, and the interviews that I've listened to with Elon Musk, he does seem odd, but I guess that's just that brilliant brain.
well, I've heard, not mainstream per se, whatever, but I've also heard that he's actually artistic. You know,
I can see that. I mean, I don't know if he is neurodivergent. I haven't analyzed him that much, but from listening to some of the interviews that he's done with people or like podcasts that he's been guests on, it's just like, whoa, this guy's mind is just way out there.
and I'm not saying that as an insult or anything like that. I mean, there's some artistic folks out there, depending on where you're at on the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? You could be an artistic savant, meaning that you're just absolutely brilliant in certain things, So again, he could be artistic. That might be, one of the keys to his, uh, uh, I mean, innovativeness. I guess that'd be the proper word to use because, I mean, he's very innovative. I mean, he comes up with a lot of different stuff, but I mean, come on, he's got what SpaceX. He's got what a lot of people don't even talk about this one. What's that other one? Starlink, which is his satellites that he has circling the planet. He's got more satellites up there than anybody else. Okay, so he's got that going on. Now he's doing this XAI. He bought Twitter and changed it to X. I mean, I don't know what it is about X. I think he's even got a son or something. I think is named X. But again, he very well could be, but man, you got to follow the rules, my brother. You can't write the rules. The rules are already in place to keep, stockholders and everybody safe and, proper ways of doing business. And you just can't go in there all willy-nilly and say, well, it's mine and I'm going to do whatever I want to. No, you can't do that. I mean, even, with this nonprofit, I mean, yeah, okay, I got the title as president, but that doesn't mean I get to come in here and just do whatever I want to do. I have to clear it with my board. Everything
I come and do whatever I want to do.
Well, again, yeah, but you're not necessarily on that level of what I mean and what I'm saying, Britt. You know what I'm saying. I'm not going to start doing something within the groups. Like I would never go in and just, you know what, I'm done doing interest groups. And no, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? We go with the interest groups are the foundation of what we do. So we have to fine tune it. You know, we'll pick up some groups here, we'll drop some groups over there, you know, whatever. But all this has to go, you know, in accordance with, you know, what the board says, you know.
Oh, darn. I can't wake up tomorrow and decide I'm going to revamp Blind United and come up with all these crazy ideas.
Nope, you're going to have to get that on the agenda for July's board meeting, and we'll talk about it. And don't forget, you got to get that to me by the last Thursday before the board meeting. So if it's not on the agenda by then, it's not on the agenda. So, but yeah, no, there's rules and guidelines to this stuff, folks, and you just can't let your money, your power, and all that stuff, you know, influence you into doing stuff any way you think you want to do it. So let me see here.
I thought rules were meant to be broken.
Well, they got places for people to break rules. And they're not nice places either. So,
hey, man, Jailhouse spread is pretty good, you know. It depends.
Yeah, the food as Jailhouse spread might be good, but the life is not. You know what I'm saying? It's just all the restrictions and all that other kind of stuff. You know, no more cell phones. I'm not saying you can't get a cell phone in there, but it is definitely against the rules. So you get caught with one, you're liable to get some more time. So
that is true. That is true.
You know, so it ain't as easy as some people want to make it think it is. So, but anyway, again, anybody else got any new comments in there? Or?
No, we don't have any new comments.
Okay. Well, we're going to keep moving on. So this one here is about some smart home robots. Let's see what they're talking about.
Apple's next nebulous idea, smart home robots. Apple's next big project could be harder than building a car, making a smart AI robot that can figure out how to navigate my house. Humanoid robots are one of those dreams that sometimes feel like we're on the precipice of realizing. Boston Dynamics has its Atlas robot, and Tesla is pursuing robotics, while companies like Mercedes, Amazon, and BMW are or will be testing robots for industrial use. But those are all very expensive robots performing tasks in controlled environments. In the home, they might still be far off. Enter Apple. Mark Gurman at Bloomberg has said its robotics projects are under the purview of former Google employee John Giannandrea, who has been in charge of Siri and, for a time, the Apple Car. With the car project canceled, Vision Pro launched, and Apple Intelligence around the corner, is that the next big thing? According to his information, any humanoid Apple robot is at least a decade away. Still, simpler ideas may be closer, a smaller robot that might follow you around, or another idea involving a large iPad display on a robotic arm that emotes along with the collar on the other end with head nods and the like. Pull quote many, if not most, homes are dens of robot confounding chaos. A mobile robot is tricky, though. What in the world would Apple do with a home robot that follows me around? Will it play music? Will it have wheels? Or will it walk? Will I be expected to talk to Ajax or Siri GPT or whatever the company names its chatbot? Or, given Apple's rumored OpenAI deal, some other chatbot? For that matter, what form will it take? Will it fly? Will it have wheels? Will it be a ball? Can I kick it? Its form factor will be at least as important as its smarts. Houses have stairs, furniture that sometimes moves, clothes that end up on the floor, pets that get in the way, and kids who leave their stuff everywhere. Doors that opened or closed just fine yesterday don't do so today because it rained. A haphazard kitchen remodeled 20 years ago might mean your refrigerator door slams into the corner of the wall by the stairs, because why would you put the refrigerator space anywhere else, Dave? But I digress. Based on what little detail has trickled out, Apple's robotics ideas seem to fit a trend of charming novelty bots we've seen lately. One recent example is Samsung's Bot Handy concept, which looks like a robot vacuum with a stalk on top and a single articulating arm, meant to carry out tasks like picking up after you or sorting your dishes. There's also the cute BallBot, Ball-Eye, that Samsung has shown off at a couple of CES shows. The latest iteration follows its humans and packs a projector that can be used for movies, video calls, or entertaining the family dog. Meanwhile, Amazon's $1,600 home robot with a tablet for a face, Astro, is still available by invitation only. It is charming, in a late 90s compact computer chic aesthetic sort of way, but it's not clear that it's functionally more useful than a few cheap wired cameras and an Echo. LG says its Q9 AI agent is a roving smart home controller that can guess your mood and play music for you based on how it supposes you're feeling. I'm very skeptical of all of that, but it has a handle, and I do love a piece of technology with a built-in handle. I still want a sci-fi future filled with robotic home assistants that save us from the mundane tasks that keep us from the fun stuff we would rather do. But we don't all live in the pristine, orderly abode featured in Samsung's Ball-Eye video or the videos Apple produces showing its hardware in personal spaces. Many normal homes are dens of robot confounding chaos that tech companies will have a hard time accounting for when they create robots designed to follow us or autonomously carry out chores. Ring Always Home Cam, the world's first flying indoor security camera for your home ring. There are other paths to take. Take the Ring Always Home Cam, which will be very noisy judging from the demo videos, but it could also be useful and even good. While putting aside the not insignificant privacy implications for a moment, it seems promising to me mostly because of the mobility and that it's only designed to be a patrolling security camera. That kind of focused functionality means it's predictable, which is what makes single-purpose gizmos and doodads work. After some experimentation, my smart speakers are where they hear me consistently or are the most useful, and I can put my robot vacuums in the rooms I know I'll keep clean enough that they won't get trapped or break something, usually. The robot vacuums I have, the Eufy Robovac L35 and a Roomba J7, do an okay job, but they sometimes need rescuing when they find my cat's stringy toys or eat a paperclip, which are somehow always on the floor, even though I never ever actually need one or even know where we keep them. I have a kid, C, and preparing the way for them in other parts of the house is just adding more work to the mix. That's fine for me because the 2 rooms in their charge are the ones that need vacuuming the most, so they're still solving a problem, but it waves at the broader hurdles robotic products face. And it's not all that clear that AI can solve those problems. A New York Times opinion piece recently pointed out that despite all the hand-wringing about the tech over the last year and a half, generative AI hasn't proven that it will be any better at making text, images, and music than the mediocre vacuum robot that does a passable job. Given the generative AI boom and rumors that Apple is working on a HomePod with a screen, a cheerful, stationary smart display that obsequiously turns its screen to face me all the time seems at least vaguely within the company's wheelhouse. Moving inside the house and interacting with objects is a trickier problem, but companies like Google and Toyota have seen success using generative AI training approaches for robots that learn how to do things like make breakfast or quickly sort items with little to no explicit programming. It'll be years, maybe even decades, before Apple or anyone else can bring us anything more than clumsy, half-useful robots that blunder through our homes, being weird, frustrating, or broken. Heck, phone companies haven't even figured out how to make notifications anything but the bane of our collective existence. They've got their work cut out for them with homes like mine, where we're just one busy week away from piles of clutter gathering like snowdrifts, ready to ruin some poor robot's day. Now back to the coffee time crew.
I don't know if I'm ready for no robot to be following me around the house, trying to figure out what mood I'm in.
No, that sounds kind of dystopian to me. I mean, not only do we have our phones tracking what we're doing, how we're feeling, now we're going to have little robot thingies following us around the house, figuring out stuff about us, collecting data. That sounds very dystopian.
Yeah, I agree. And then what's it? The Always Ring or whatever it is they talking about flying around the house. Oh no, I don't.
And And then didn't somebody hack into a Ring? Hasn't that been a thing with these cameras? People hacking into them, watching you inside your house, or people hacking baby monitors or whatever. Like, can you imagine? No, I'm good.
I mean, I know that they do it. I don't know about the Ring, but I do know, with the A lady, that they can do it that, they can listen in depending on which one you have, like if you have the show, then it literally does have a camera on it. Now, mind you, there is a little device on there that you can put a shutter in front of the camera, but
Right.
that's not going to stop them from listening in. So,
And
I
I think the
mean,
scary part for me personally is I think a lot of people are buying these devices and we're not thinking like, oh, is this listening? I mean, if we're saying Lady A or Lady S or Lady G, they're always listening. And does it have a switch on it to turn the mic off? Do we unplug it? Or with a lot of these apps, I think that we're just agreeing to the services, and the terms and the legality things, and we're really not reading it. And I think the average person doesn't really understand how technology works.
this is absolutely true. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I use, my A lady all the time. I ask questions all the time, and it's good for stuff, on that level. But on the side of it, I don't need it constantly listening to me. I'd love to have an option to where, you know what, I can reach up there and hit a button on it, and now it goes into sleep mode or whatever, and I don't have to worry about it listening or anything I do, you know. And then when I want to use it, reach up there and hit the button, you know, how can I help you? Something like that. I mean, that's where I think it should be. But again, I just don't want other stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I'd love to have something that I can just, you know what, I'm getting a little hungry. Why don't you hook me up some breakfast? I'm good with that. Or, hey, I'm ready for another cup of coffee, and I walk in there when to pick up my coffee when it's done. I mean, simple stuff like that. Yeah, I'm good with, that type of maybe automation, but I really, really, really don't want nobody following me around. I really don't. No.
No, that sounds very creepy. But I have heard that a lot of these robots are supposedly for the elderly. A lot of these robots that follow you around, play music, can sense your mood, because a lot of them don't have people to talk to, or they're lonely. And so I could see that being a benefit for them, or maybe to have something like that walk around nursing homes and cheer people up, I guess. I mean, I see a use for it, but I don't see a use for it in my house.
Well, I mean, now moving back to the house, I mean, I see a use for something that maybe, if you can't, bend over and pick stuff up off the floor and different stuff like that. I can see a usefulness there just, to help you get rid of the clutter and stuff like that. But, and
But I
then,
think that's years away too, because I mean, the Roomba can't even get shit together. I mean, the Roomba will get stuck under the bed or whatever. You got to fish it out, or I don't know, find some way to do something stupid. So, I
well,
mean, I don't think we're quite there yet.
like the article said, well, it runs up on one of my cat's stringy toys, and it gets caught up in the what do they call that, the beater bar or whatever, or it grabs a paper clip or whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna say that stringy toy would not, affect a full-fledged robot. I mean a full-fledged vacuum, but a paperclip wouldn't. It's just gonna suck it right up and keep moving. But again, there's usefulness of it, but then again, at the same time, I mean, not everybody's gonna want it. And then ultimately, one of the things we always talk about: how much of this information is staying, within the device, within your home, or how much of that information that is gathering is being shared, with, the main server. You know what
I
I'm saying?
believe a lot of our personal information would be mined using this. I think that that's what these companies want. I think that's probably what Amazon wants, to know the most it can about the people that are purchasing things for it. I'm pretty sure the A lady has figured out a lot about people, and that's how they, get data and figure out what we want to buy, what we don't want to buy, what people want, what they don't want. They study us way more than we think they do. I believe that.
I believe though they do too, Brittany. I really do. So again, we got to just be number one, aware. Number two, be cautious, and if at all possible, protect your privacy as when and wherever you can. Because
And I think these companies bank on us being ignorant. I mean, most people aren't thinking, oh, I'm talking to my A lady and somebody somewhere is getting that recording. Or, oh, my A lady is always listening, or, she's listening for that wake word. I don't think the average person thinks about it. I mean, I don't. I'm always like, S lady, blah, 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 blah. She's probably heard all types of craziness.
Right, right. I agree. And mine is a lady. I don't normally, use the S lady in the house. I mean, it's on my phone, but sitting here at my desk like I am every day, all day. I mean, I often, ask the A lady different various questions about information I'm trying to gather and, put stuff together. And so, I mean, on one hand, it's useful. On the other side, how do I know exactly how much of my conversation it is listening to? How much of, I'm on the telephone talking to somebody? How much of that information is it gathering? And,
Well, hello, robot overlords. I hope you like the show. I don't know.
I'm not cool with it. We need some sort of.
I feel like we've given up our privacy. There's nothing we can do about it. If you have a phone, Google Maps tracks everything that we do. I mean, unless you go into those settings, Facebook. I don't know if it was George or Pedro, but one of them was saying, like, check your Facebook settings, check your Instagram, whatever, all your settings. You don't know what's tracking what or what information they're getting. So, I mean, yeah, I'm joking around, but seriously, guys, stay woke. Know what your devices are doing.
Right, what's going on in the background. So here's a new article that Pedro shot me last night. One of the tidbits from WWDC. So let's hear about what they got going on.
iOS 18 is coming, but which iPhones will support it? At the June 10th, 2024, Apple WWDC presentation, the brand revealed its latest software including iOS 18, as we speculated. While hardware updates only affect users gearing up for the new devices, most Apple users will see the benefits of the latest integrations and updates. But which iPhones are getting the iOS 18 update? iOS 18 brings significant redesigns to the iPhone Control Center, as well as updates to the Messages and Photo apps. But later this year, Apple is bringing its own brand of AI called Apple Intelligence. Not to mention, ChatGPT is coming to Siri. Here's what we know so far. iPhones getting the iOS 18 treatment. The current software, iOS 17, supports iPhone XRs or newer, so we venture to assume that the update will cover the same models. We do know only iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max phones will be able to utilize Apple's AI systems, so those looking to try it out will need to upgrade their device. What to know about iOS 18? Before the announcement at Apple WWDC, we anticipated iOS 18 would bring heavy changes compared to other software updates. The updates to iOS affect the most frequently used apps like Messages and Photos. With iOS 18, you can customize your phone to the highest degree. Apps can be adjusted around the screen to frame your wallpaper, and you can adjust the color and tint of your apps for a more cohesive look. If you're sick of accidentally turning on the flashlight because of its place on your lock screen, you can swap it out for other options, including Snapchat, even though we're not sure why you'd need such quick access to it. Plus, you can now lock and hide apps on your phone, which may or may not result in the end of a few relationships. Messages is getting an upgrade, too. Your favorite tapbacks are getting redesigned, but now you'll be able to react to a message with any emoji. Get vocal in your messages by using bold, italic, and strike-through text, and never forget to send a birthday text again with scheduled sends. According to Apple, Photos is getting its largest redesign yet with a new single scroll photo grid. There are ways to filter your entire library, removing screenshots from cluttering your screen. Plus, it will recognize groups of people and your pets for better collections. During the June 10th Apple WWDC event, the Fruit Company debuted a lot of new features in thorough detail, but provided no date for when iOS 18 will be rolled out. Vaguely, they mentioned iOS debuting this summer with some features to be rolled out later in fall. If you're giddy over the new developments coming to iOS 18, but your phone isn't covered, it's time for an upgrade. While we don't know all of the models that support iOS 18, we do know that the iPhone 15 Pro will, as its action button is becoming customizable. Now back to the coffee time crew.
All right. Well, that's jacked up for folks that have a 15 or lower, as far as being able to access all of the new AI features. But again, I hate to go here, but that's corporate America for you. Now if you want to use this, you got to buy, a newer phone. Ain't that why I just bought my 15? Because I needed it to do the LiDAR.
Yeah, I mean the only thing, and I know that this is just life, right? But the thing that makes me sad about this is the people who could really benefit from a lot of this stuff, a lot of this AI and the Apple Intelligence and Siri getting better. A lot of these people have older phones or can't afford to get a newer phone. Maybe they're disabled, maybe they're elderly, they're on a fixed income. It seems like technology is just leaving, people who can't afford it behind. And I guess that's always been kind of happening a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta, like I said, how can I go, back way, way, way back, right? We had, black and white TVs. Okay, it was cool for a very long time. But then, the minute the color TVs came out, what? Now you got to go buy a color TV, Then, time goes on, you're getting, okay, well, now we got, bigger screens and all this other kind of stuff. And now we got high definition and, like I said, technology is constantly evolving and, if you can't afford to keep up, you get left behind. The sad part is exactly what you were saying, Britt, especially like with these phones and stuff, people, they depend on their phones. They use them on a daily basis. And, okay, like right now, they talking about 17. It only supports XR and up, right? Well, that leaves all the, the 8s and the 9s behind, right? Or whatever they want to call them, but again, XR and up. So how do we know that 18 is not going to say, okay, well, XR, you're now on an unsupported list and, you got to have an 11 or better to be able to, be supported, even though you won't be able to use any of the new features unless you go get a 15 or 16 Pro.
Right.
Again, I don't know. Thank God for these phone plans, whatever. It just seems like I never get through paying for a phone, right? I mean, I get a phone. I got the 15 now. So affordability is everything. So they offer a plan. I pay, 20, $25 a month for 2 years. I got my phone. No sooner than I pay it off, within 6 months, a year later, I need to get another phone.
Yeah, no, and I agree 100%. I mean, once you get done paying off a phone, it's like, okay, that phone's obsolete now, and you just feel like, really? It's a cycle. It's a vicious cycle, and we're always being sucked into it.
And something else I heard in there that to me is, I don't know, like this thing about where they said never miss sending a birthday text. How impersonal is that? You know what I'm saying? Where you just, okay, you got people's birthdays in their contacts, when I'm in your contacts, because you can put all that kind of information in their contact, right? So
Right,
now your phone automatically knows, oh, it's Brittany's birthday, right?
right.
Let's send Brittany a text. I may not even know, but yet you got a text from me, but it wasn't from me. It was from my phone.
Yeah,
I,
I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I think that technology is getting really impersonal, and the younger generation probably doesn't even think about it like that. I think that you're, older and you're more of a personal person. Hey, I'm gonna pick up the phone and call you, see if you're good, wish you a happy birthday, whatever. I think that a lot of people are just like, okay, this AI is like my assistant. Oh, there's this random person in my contacts that's gonna wish them a happy birthday, but I don't really mess with them like that. So whatever. Like I don't know. I see what you mean, Ed, but
mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's just, it's very impersonal. I mean, I was listening to one of Gabriel's little skits the other day when he was talking about his son and whatever. And, he's sitting there and he's hollering, "Hey, Frankie, yada, 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 yada," right? And then a couple minutes later, he gets a ding and, like he asked him, "Okay, did you take the trash out?" A couple minutes later, he gets a ding. No. Or he gets a text. He can't even communicate, uh, they would actually prefer to communicate via text, even though you're right there in the same house.
I mean,
Um,
I believe I know we're running out of time, and Tina said she's enjoying the comedy hour. But I know the younger generations, it's harder to communicate. I'll even be honest, I'm older, but text messaging and social media, I'd rather send you a text than talk to you a lot of the time. A lot of times I really just don't know what to say to people. I think that uh, these younger generations don't know how to communicate the way you oldies do.
I mean, but Brittany, come on now. I mean, you got people sitting in the same room with each other, and maybe there's a conversation going on in the room, but then there's a side conversation going on via text.
Right.
Did you hear what this stupid person just said? I mean, or whatever, right? I mean, it's
I've
just,
been guilty of that. Yeah. No, I
you
get you.
know, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's maybe that's another reason, because I'm that guy that I like to keep it 100. I say what's on my mind. I don't have a problem with it. And some people, they just want to sit there and, what's the new term? Stir the pot, from behind scenes, you sitting there.
And Monica said that she hates texting. I mean, I guess it's very impersonal. And then sometimes you read a text and you may take it totally different than the way that person intended it. You know, you
No.
read something and you put it in your own tone or an angry sounding tone, and they may not even have meant it that way. So, I mean, sometimes it's better to just talk to people face to face or over the phone. You can tell if a person is happy, sad, whatever, if you are actually speaking to
I
them.
mean, I agree. I mean, don't get me wrong. Text messages are cool to send a message, right? Text messages are not, for me, they're not intended to carry on a conversation. You know, I mean, bottom line, where you could have a conversation in text messaging, it might take you, 30 minutes, an hour to say what you could have said in 5 minutes,
Right,
on
but I
on the
think this
phone.
this younger generation, I mean, sometimes older people will call me and ask me a question. I'm like, you could have sent me a text message. That was a yes or no answer. Like, I think that is me.
Well, that's that generational gap, I guess. Well, I blame it on that. You know what I'm saying?
And then I think the pandemic messed up a lot of our communicating with people. I noticed that coming out of the pandemic, I feel a little socially awkward. I definitely have some social anxiety. I mean, I can't speak for anybody else, but
I mean, I really don't. I mean, again, I enjoy being out and hanging with my people in person and, doing what we do when we're out there together, and hopefully this summer we're going to find us a way to be able to get out and do a little bit more stuff and maybe plan a few different little outings or whatever and check out some food. I know I got a few things on my list that I'd like to do that I haven't done in a very, very long time, places to eat, stuff like that. So hopefully we'll be able to get out and be more social and personal with each other and, rather than doing all of this social media and text messaging and all that other kind of stuff. So,
and if you'd like to be a part of Ed's new social club, you can email him at info@blindunited.org.
social club. Okay. Well, I hadn't even looked at it that way, but again, we
Social
just,
interest group. Maybe we can do like I don't know. We tried that before, but maybe we could do like a social interest group and
uh,
meet up and go to a comedy club or meet up and go to a restaurant or something. I don't know. Maybe something like
exactly. That's
that.
the kind of stuff we're talking about. Just maybe once a month at least. You know what I'm saying? Where we were over ambitious, Britt. We were trying to do it like every Thursday, right? So
Right.
maybe we can tone that down and do it once a month. So I don't know. Let us know what you think. Shoot us an email at info@blindunited.org and let us know what you think and what it would take to get you to participate in something like that. So
And
we'd
also,
love.
we're thinking about doing a women's group, and maybe Ed can facilitate a men's group, like a support group, because I'm pretty sure we have a support group, but I'm pretty sure there are things that you don't want to talk about in the women, I mean in the main group. Maybe there's like, oh man, I want to talk about something that I only want to talk about with the fellas, or only something that my fellow women would only understand, or I don't feel comfortable saying this in a space with men and women. So we are thinking about having a interest group for a support group for men and women. So if you're, separately. So if anybody's interested in that, info@blindunited.org or comments on Facebook, X, whatever. Let us know what day you think we should facilitate this. And yeah, we're thinking about doing that. Because we're here for you guys. We want to make life better for blind people everywhere. We don't care if you're NFB, ACB, CCB, non affiliated, Democrat, Republican, Christian, Muslim, whatever the heck you believe in. We don't care. We're just pro blind. We
As
love
long as you're
everybody.
blind, you're part of the family. So on that note, I want to thank everybody, Brittany, Monica, Tina, everyone involved. I really appreciate you. My
And
planning
Monica
committee.
said we need to go to the Tiki Bar in Long Beach. It's called Roxanne's. I really liked it. No, they have the music was good. The pupusa tacos, the pupusa burger. They were, and I think the thing that really just solidified it for me was we had a big group of blind people, and they were really nice to us. They were, hey, I'm putting your drink down. I mean, places like that where they treat me like a human being, I want to go back and spend my money there. That's just me.
I hear you. Well, maybe we can work that out. We'll put that on the list of, maybe one of the places we can get to and enjoy ourselves and relax and bring a few people out and hang out and enjoy ourselves and just live our best life. So on that note, again, I'm going to say thank you to everybody and thank you for joining us here on this Thirsty Thursday. Make sure you quench that thirst today. Just don't start before noon if it has alcohol in it.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, Ed.
I hear you. Well, then in that case, do you. That's what you do. Okay. So I ain't mad at you. So, but on that note, we will see you folks again on Friday. Make it a TGIF Fabulous Friday tomorrow, but we'll talk to you guys then. Have a great rest of your day, and hopefully we will see you in Let's Talk Spanish tonight at 5:30 p.m. So until then, everybody have a great day.